All right, this is take number 2 because I didn't think I was recording last time, but trust me, it's okay. Better safe than sorry. But it's your boy, it's your man, it's Coach Mob. There go Mobby, we in the building. And today what we gonna do on this good Saturday, so y'all can enjoy y'all weekend and still have y'all dose of Detroit Lions news. We're gonna try to keep the film sessions from Monday through Friday, but there's not much film left, man. The Lions didn't really draft many skill position players unless y'all want to watch some offensive tackle film, some offensive guard film. And trust me, I can't find no Canadian film for Giovanni. All right, but this is gonna be I don't really like the Liddy Mob podcast, and of course the Detroit Lions podcast is already taken, so we're gonna call this Detroit Lions University. I am Coach Mobby. I am Professor Mob, if you will. And I got some topics lined up for us today. Me. Attacking the trenches, me. Okay, listen, I am not a topic. I don't know how me got right there. We will not be discussing me, okay? Like that's not there. I don't know why that's there. Anyway, let's get it started. We want to start this off. Shout out to everybody. It was a great draft. And like I said, we're gonna try to keep the film for Monday through Friday. Unless I don't know where to get Canadian film from. We can still look at Christian, I guess. The other guy. And I actually did want to do some film with him, so I might. But let's get into it, man. So today I wanted to start just with the overall draft grade. I know I done put out some film sessions, which you guys did like, y'all did watch, y'all did share. Man, I appreciate y'all so much for doing that. Let's start it off with Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw evaluations, right? So we saw the film. We're going to start with our first round pick, Terrion Arnold. And I ain't gonna lie, I liked what I saw on film, but there was also a lot to be desired. And I don't want to be negative about him because I really do like his mindset. He's a first team All-American. He's a first team All-American, all SEC talent. You know what I mean? Let me go grab my chart. Okay, save it to me to not be prepared. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna edit that out. Y'all never gonna know that even happened. Y'all will never know that happened. Okay, so anyway, he was a first team All SEC, All American prospect. You know, it's just when you get drafted in that first round, it's gonna come with some heavy and lofty expectations, especially with the film that he put out. Now, there's a lot to like about Terrion Arnold, and then there's a lot to be, there's a lot to be desired. As we look directly into it, you can see his numbers here, man. At Alabama, 3 years, 11 starts in 2022, 14 starts in 2023, where he became All-American. All of his numbers went up, right? Pass deflections went up from 8 to 12. Interceptions went up from 1 to 5. Tackles for loss went up from 1 to 6.5. Tackles went up from 45 to 63. Forced fumbles went up. Everything went up. He's a guy that has proven to get better with time, right? And there's still a lot of development because he only has 2 years as a starter in college, right? This is not a 3-year guy that came out as a junior. This is a guy that played as a true freshman. I mean, didn't play as a true freshman, played as a redshirt freshman, and then came out his junior year, which is really his redshirt sophomore year. So there's a lot of developing that's going to have to do with him before he can truly live up to being a first round cornerback. And I think that's the main difference in the evaluation, how I see it, and the expectations that I have for a Terrion Arnold versus an Ennis Rakestraw. You see, when you look at Terrion Arnold, this is what pops off the screen the most to me, all right? He has an overall 84.9 coverage grade. That's going to be overall, right? But that man coverage grade is down to a 61.2, and you are a first round pick. And then I seen what kind of happened to him in 2022 versus Hendon Hooker, Tennessee, in an offense that exposes cornerbacks. So I can't count it against them, but I can just go off of the film that's available to me. I don't have film of every game that these players have played, right? I have the film that I'm available to get access to via my wallet. All right. But what you do like, he has a overall 85 coverage grade, a 52 completion percentage, which is excellent, and then that 82 zone coverage grade with that 91 run defense grade. He's a zone coverage corner. He is a cover 3 lurker. He's a guy that breaks on balls from an attack position rather than a chase position. When he's in chase, right? So this is zone coverage. Just think attack. You drop back in the zone. You're looking at the quarterback. You're reading. You know what you're responsible for, right? You're reacting more. In man coverage, you're doing a lot more chasing, right? You don't know what the route is. You're responsible for everywhere. So it's a guess. And off the line of scrimmage is where you have to win the most if you want to win that route. Too many times I've seen him get really sloppy, in his technique in those positions, and it kind of cost him. But then in other times, when you look at his 2023 film, I should say, you can definitely see where he improved at. You can 100% see where he's improved at. But even still, his 2023 comparables and his coverage grade still left a lot to be desired in man coverage. And when you go to that nick, when you talk about a first-round pick that can play nickel and play outside, you think of an all-around number 1 cornerback. And I'm not saying he can't be it. I'm just saying it's going to take some development, right? You're gonna have to trust in, I think it's Deshae Townsend. You're gonna have to trust in him to really get bro where he need to be. The numbers you like though: 11 coverage stops, 14 forced incompletions you like. The 8 missed tackles you don't like, right? This is a guy with an incredible run defense grade, but he has 8 missed tackles. That means he's good again. He's better at reacting. When you sitting back at corner and you watch the run play development, you know this running back is coming outside. You get to react. You get to play moving forward. That's what he's really good at, playing moving forward, I guess I should say. When he has to, as indicated by these 8 missed tackles, when he's reacting in the open field and there's a full, the receiver has anatomy of where he wants to go with this football, there's a little bit to be desired. But I think if he has an opportunity to not be, thrust into the fire, and it's really, really fucking good that they brought in Carlton Davis, who is an outside cornerback veteran. And it's really good that they brought in Amik Robertson, who is a nickel veteran, feisty, shisty, has the same type of energy as Terrion Arnold. That's really good for him. He's going to be able to learn from 2 guys that are really good at what they do, where they do it. And he can pick up some of their mannerisms. Both guys are overly confident. Carlton Davis said he's coming in here to lock up half of the field. All right. This is a starting cornerback on a Super Bowl team. So Terrion Arnold has good this is a great pick. Terrion Arnold has good veterans to learn from and develop off of. At both positions, they both can show, hey, this is how I do this. Hey, this is how I do this. You got guys to learn from. And then you got Brian Branch, a guy who he knows, who's friends with him, who he's played alongside, and who excelled as a rookie in this league to show him, hey, this is what I see at this level. So Terrion Arnold has everything going for him. But I got to be honest with you. There's going to be some growing pains to get there, specifically off where he was drafted and the expectations that are going to be thrust on him from the coaches, from the fans. But I think he has as good as an opportunity as any, especially in our system. Well, not our system, because we're going to talk about the pass rush. But he has as good a chance as any with the players on the roster being Kirby Joe, Afitu Melifonwu, most importantly, Carlton Davis, and Amik Robertson. So he has a chance to really learn. And I can say the same thing for Ennis Rakestraw. You see, but the difference between Ennis Rakestraw and Terrion Arnold is, I could see Terrion Arnold, honestly, I could see Terrion Arnold At worst, he's Jeff Okudah without the Achilles and the ACL tear. And I think Jeff Okudah was going to be really good. I don't think Jeff Okudah was going to be special, though. Before he tore his Achilles and I think it was his ACL. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But before Jeff Okudah was playing some really, really, really good ball, and then his season was over again. So I think he was kind of developing. But I think he could be anywhere from a Jeff Okudah floor before the injury, not the Jeff Okudah that's probably going to be out the league in 2 years. I was about Jeff Okudah before the injury that looked like he was ascending. He's not great. He's not Darrelle Revis. He's not Sauce Gardner, but he's looking like he's improving to be, a versatile cornerback in the nickel and the outside, maybe even some versatility at safety. I think that's Terrion Arnold's floor. I think his ceiling could be anywhere from that to like AJ Terrell. AJ Terrell's the guy that I think of the most. The guy that can play inside, outside, not overly physical, but really good in his technique in zone, like they're doing over there in Atlanta. So there's hope for him, and I think it was a really good pick. But you got to understand, and there's a reason a guy falls. There's a reason you're projected as the top corner. When does the best cornerback in the NFL draft go in the 20s? Name the year. I don't know. I'm not being funny. I don't have an alternate agenda. I'm asking y'all. When is the last time you've seen an NFL draft and the best cornerback, whether that's him, whether that's Quinion Mitchell, whether that's Cooper DeJean, when is the last time the best cornerback went in the 20s? That shit doesn't happen, bro. It just doesn't happen. So there's a reason all of these guys fail. There's a reason he failed. And you have to take that into account when you're trying to evaluate him and thrust him to the fire. You just go out there and lock up Justin Jefferson. First of all, Justin Jefferson ain't Justin Jefferson a 4-3 guy. It's not happening. It's just not happening. So Ennis Rakestraw is the guy that I see kind of as that outside corner, right? And this is what I like about Ennis Rakestraw, right? He came out and started as a true freshman, right? Ennis came out and started as a true freshman in 2020, straight out of Dallas, Texas, right? Had a sack, 6 pass breakups as a true freshman. Nothing spectacular. I do like the 6 pass breakups. And then he started dealing with some of the injuries, 4 games, 9 games. And that's kind of the reason he fell out of the first round. Ennis Rakestraw could have been the first corner taken in this draft, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's just when you look at it, 9 games as a freshman, 4 games as a sophomore, 9 games as a senior. When he played in 13 games, his healthy season in 2022, if he came out, he's a first-round pick. I don't know. I take that back because Joey Porter Jr. went in the second round, so he might not have been a first-round pick. I take that back. He probably still a second round pick, and that's probably why he went in the second round anyway. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. His junior year was his best season, but his senior year before the injury was shaping up to be his best season. You see, but it's okay. I mean, 12 pass deflections. When you draft a corner, you're looking for the guys that got the pass deflections in that double-digit range, right? You're looking for 10 and up. 9, 8, 7, 6. That's cool. But once you get to 10 and up, you get to talk about elite ability. The 2 forced fumbles show you his ability to come up and tackle and run support. The interception shows, I can get my hands 4.5 tackles for loss. I think he is. Listen, this is what I'm gonna say about Ennis Rakestraw. I'm more comfortable in Ennis Rakestraw right now in my evaluation than I am with Terrion Arnold, only because of where they were drafted. Right? Ennis Rakestraw is not a first-round pick. Not a top 25 pick, right? Terrion Arnold is a top 25 pick. Bro, you're supposed to be a 10-year starter Pro Bowl player with a chance at the Hall of Fame. That you're a top 25 pick. This is a top 60 pick right here. You just got to be good. And again, great job of Brad Holmes by going out and get Carlton Davis, because that would be my NFL comp. Carlton Davis. That's who I see. I see a guy who's not overly spectacular. You're not going to heap a whole bunch of expectations onto him, but he can be a solid number 1 cornerback starting on a Super Bowl team like the Buccaneers. I think that's a great comp for him. I think they have a lot of similarities. They both can play in man coverage and zone. They both are better on the outside at taking away one half of the field. Hey, I'll guard him. right? The difference is, I think Ennis Rakestraw and well, no, there's no difference. Even with the injuries. even the injury history is similar. I think that's a great comp for him. As far as a floor, I mean, it's either he's. I'm be honest with y'all, and he's my favorite corner to draft. He's either Carlton Davis, Chris Houston, like Regine Matthews. That's another one. I think Ennis Rakestraw at his best, at his ceiling, he's gonna be the guy that's like the dudes that aren't supposed to like shit on him or dominate him. They're never going to. I feel like he's going to be that Regine Mathis type corner. Like he could be a number one. He just ain't going to be the best number one. He's way better as a number two. And I think that's where Ennis Rakestraw falls, right? That Regine Mathis type category where if you put him out there against Terrell Owens, Randy Moss, Dez Bryant, yeah, buddy, it's all bad for him. It's going to be a long day for him the same way it's a long day for everybody in the league. But if you put him out there against Romeo Dobbs, Christian fucking Watson, I think he'll have a much, much more solid career. And I think that's where he falls. And when you get a guy at 60 in the top 65, I think that's really good for him. As you can see here, he wasn't able to play at the Senior Bowl, but he improved his 40-yard dash time to that 4.44, which is really good. It would have been top 10 for his position group and a strong 4-second shuttle time. This guy I really like. He sports a lean, wiry frame with exceptional proportional length and reach, has great explosiveness moving up the field, can quickly accelerate on the vertical plane, energetic, elastic mover, low cut, streamlined athlete. As far as some of the weaknesses, doesn't quite have elite long speed, lacks quantifiably elite recovery speed. So he's not an elite runner, right? He's not an elite runner. And most cover one jam you at the line of scrimmage guys, they aren't elite runners. They are the guys that want to get in your chest and run that route with you. At times, his plant and drive footwork over top hitches and comebacks can be more efficient, which means he can get less pass interferences at the top of those routes, kind of like we've seen with the Ricky Pearsall film. Doesn't always have a leak sync when redirecting over top hitches. Again, more of that hitches, comeback routes, a little grabby at the top of those routes can get flags like we seen against Ricky Pearsall. Occasionally prone to extra steps and wasted motion responding to immediate curls. So all this is really about those curls, right? Curls and comebacks, he gets a little grabby, right? When he's reading the route, when the receiver wants to come back, he's like, come here. All right, so we got to work on that at the next level. He's a second-round pick. There's always going to be stuff to work on. But he tore his ACL in October of 2021, and his in-season durability could be a question mark, okay? So, I mean, that seems to be a staple with the Brad Holmes draft picks. But I do think he has that Carlton Davis type mentality, athleticism, even injury history to where he can be that type of corner. So I really like these two guys. There's a lot they got to prove though. I'm not saying they just gonna come out here and go against Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson and just lock up and clamp shit up. There's gonna be receivers that they can clamp up for sure. Their rookie seasons though, I just don't expect them to come out and be Sauce Gardner. Is all I'm trying to say. I do expect some health. They're gonna have to stay healthy, especially Rakestraw. You're gonna have to stay healthy, and you're gonna have to develop. And I think they got some guys in that room that are good to learn from, being Brian Branch, Carlton Davis, and Amik. You know, three very good you got the serious, tactical, coachable, and Brian Branch. Like the true, one day he's going to sport that captain logo. He's going to be like Brian Dawkins back there. And then you got Carlton Davis and Amik Robertson. You know the energy they brought over. You know the energy that they brought over, playing with the chips on their shoulders. So they got two good guys to learn from. What I want to say as I wrap up the cornerback segment of this, though, this is what I want to say, and I want to be completely honest with you guys, right? This is gonna be completely honest with you guys. Listen, this is my last hope. This is my last hope at 4-4 or 4-5 corners, okay? If from now Terrion Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw are my last hope for niggas that ran just as fast as I did. Because I'm sitting at home. I'm not in the NFL, okay? That's all I'm trying to say, chat. I need these guys to work out. Because at some point, we got to realize niggas is fast as fuck. And it's got to have some type of correlation to our defense ranking 32nd every year in defending the fucking pass. And I love these two guys. Y'all saw the film. I'm hyping them up. That Xavier, I got 14, almost 15,000 views on that Xavier Worthy. Almost 35 total thousand views between TikTok and YouTube on that Xavier Worthy versus Terrion Arnold. And it's all people, hey, you glazing, bruh. You glazing, bruh. Xavier Worthy would have left him if the quarterback threw an accurate ball. Well, no shit, sir. This is the fastest player ever that we talk about. Fastest player ever. NFL history. Of course, he's leaving the nigga with the 4.50. What I liked is the good technique out of Terrion Arnold. I liked his recovery speed, and I liked the fact that they were neck and neck until 25 yards. How deep do you think we're playing safeties 35 yards deep in the NFL? This is why I'm Coach Mobby. I got to coach, and I got to do a better job, so I'm holding myself accountable. But if you go back and watch it after this video, at 25 is when the separation started. We're not playing our safeties 35, 30 yards deep, and that's why I don't think he's going to have a problem with people just running right past him as long as you keep a safety over top of him. I even said, if you don't have a safety, if you play on one-on-one, no safety help, you kind of asking for it, right? If the route is between 5 to 25 yards, yeah, Terrion Arnold's fine. He's got good recovery speed, good technique, good explosiveness. It's just after 25, that's when the burners kick in and the separation starts. But that's all I was trying to say. But I think Ennis Rakestraw has a little bit of the same problem, but he's a 4.4 guy, so he's going to be able to keep up longer as long as he doesn't get over aggressive and get those flags. So both of them have really coachable opportunities, and I like the pick. So that's it. Moving on to attacking the trenches.